Hello students and welcome to one more session of Tourism Finance. So today we are going to discuss about cash management and its importance. So we know that cash, you can say, or finance or cash, liquid cash is very much necessary, as it is like the lifeblood of business, where continuous cash flows are necessary so that the day-to-day operations of the business are fulfilled timely without any hassles, and so that the image of the company is maintained and there is no say late payment or illiquidity position. So to start with, we'll talk about what is cash. So cash in a narrow sense is about the currency, checks, draft or hard cash and its equivalent. So anything which you have readily, you can just go and spend it in the market and buy something. So it may be your credit card or your check, or actually hard cash, coins and notes. So in nowadays time, even your say payment apps like Paytm, then Google Pay and so on, these also can be considered as because there is some amount of amount in your bank, so you can use it. So your bank balance, your hard cash, checks, all are equivalent to cash. But in a broad sense means those assets which you can readily go in the market, sell it and get back the hard cash. So it may be your bank deposit, that is the FD, or it may be say gold, or maybe any shares you have invested of some company, or so those things you can readily sell it and you can get back immediately. But you may say now that even a property or land may be sold, but readily the sellers are not available. So these things you can readily go out there and just convert them into cash. So that in the broad sense, that is cash. Then what is cash management? Now what is cash management? Managing cash in simple sense. So you are making sure that your revenues or the income from the company is so well controlled that it is being rotated and turned into cash frequently, so that you can materialize it into gains and thereby make payments for your supplies of raw materials, for your overheads, for other operational costs. So managing cash implies you seeing that your collection is fast and your payment is done promptly in time. Then we have four phases or facets of cash management. One thing is you have to plan about the cash. Now what is cash planning? You have to plan about at what point of time, or which say day of the month, or which week of the month you are going to get what amount of cash, and on which date you have to make the payment. So you have to plan about it, like budgeting about from the cash sources, it is inflows of cash and outflows of cash. Then you have to manage the cash flows. Managing the cash flows means you have to see that your payment and receipts shouldn't be neck to neck on the same day, so that if say the receiver is receipts are a bit late, it shouldn't hamper the payment. So it is such a way that the cash flows are well maintained, that the inflows of cash should be diverted into the payments with some time gap of say a couple of days, so that there is no shortage. And also along with that, you have to always keep a minimum balance with you in hand, so that in case of some emergency or something else, or maybe for a special order, you need extra cash. Then in times when you have excess cash, means your customers are paying time, and so your bank account and the cash is flooded with cash, don't keep it idle. You have to think about where to invest in a profitable way for a short term, so that in future, no doubt today I'm having surplus cash, but in future I can get back that cash, so I can keep it say like a bank deposit, or can purchase a share. So you have to make a proper plan of even investing the surplus of the cash. Then Your cash flows can be classified into three types. The first being operational cash flows, then the priority and discretionary. So operational cash flows, the name itself tells us that this is all inflows and outflows of cash because of trading. Okay, say for example you are selling something, and when you say trading, it is not only about products. It may be yours, maybe a travel agency or some other service oriented agency, or maybe a hospitality industry. So any sales revenue or service revenue, that is considered as the cash receipts. Then for this service to give, you have to pay to the raw materials bought, maybe to the grocer, to the vegetable seller, or maybe to the person, the company who is giving you electricity, the landlord, you have to pay the rent. So all such expenses, so it will be receipts or because of sales, and payment to supplies and overheads. All these are termed as operational cash flows. If they are being received, we call it as inflows or cash receipts. If you are paying them, we call them cash outflows or cash payments. Then the second types of cash flow is priority cash flow. Priority means this is a payment of these type of expenses is non-trading in nature, means you're not paying for, say, the rent of your workshop or rent of your office, and you're not paying for raw materials. It is not such a type of a payment. This is a payment for, say for example, you have taken a loan, or you have to pay taxes yearly in time to the government. So payment of interest is always a priority. You can't keep your lenders waiting, because it will go a wrong message, and maybe next time getting a loan may be a problem. So there should be a prompt payment of interest and tax payments, and such payments are called as priority cash flows because they have to be done in priority. You may give your suppliers maybe a bit late, but you can't keep your financiers and government waiting. We'll go to the next one, that is the discretionary cash flows. So discretionary cash flows are those which you can say are not that important. You can even delay its payment or delay its receipt. So you can avoid it also sometimes, or you can delay it based on, because it's not on priority and it is not like it should be done in time. So discretionary cash flows may be in terms of, say, if you talk about outflows, that is spending, it can be capital expenditure, maybe payment of some expedition, you are acquiring another company or purchasing some asset, or you are declaring dividend to the shareholders. Say shareholders can as well wait, because other things are important. Paying, say, operational expenses, paying interest and taxes are important. Shareholders, as being the owners of the company, they can definitely wait a bit, and that payment can be delayed. So similarly, inflows can be sale of assets. If not urgent need of that money, you can just postpone the sale of assets or subsidiaries or anything else. So such things which are not on priority, you can delay it or avoid it. Such things, say payments and receipts are called as discretionary cash flows. Then we'll move on to motives of cash. Now, why do we need money? Why people want to hold cash? So these motives can be either transaction, precautionary, speculative, future requirement, or compensating balances. So what is a transaction motive? So transaction motive is the money needed for day-to-day operations. So you can say that transaction is like that operational cash flows. So you require money to, say, pay the bills, buy supplies, and so on. So for daily expenses, say if you talk about business, this is other thing. Say for example, as a normal, say, student, you need some expenses maybe for, say, for books, for your bus, then canteen, and so on. So daily we need something to spend. So such a thing is called as a transaction motive. Then precautionary motive. Precautionary motive means that amount which we save so that in future for some emergency you can use it. Okay, so precautionary motive is like that money which your mom saves maybe in her kitchen in some say container, or maybe in the almirah under some dress, or you save it in your gullak, or what you call that, money bank. Okay, so some amount we are saving so that in future, in time of emergency, say something goes wrong, maybe say you have a surprise, some party to be given, so you want extra cash, or maybe some emergency medical or anything else, so you want a cushion of say to safeguard your contingency. So such a money which is stored for emergencies is called as precautionary motive. So in the business sense, it may be like, there may be a fire accident, or maybe there is an economic slowdown, and so customers are not paying in time, so there is liquidity position is hard. There is sharp increase in the raw materials price, cancellation of orders. So such things you need something for contingencies. Speculative motive. Next one is speculative, means when you have extra cash, you think of investing it somewhere so that you can take advantage of the surplus. Say for example, you want to invest in shares and buy them when the price is less and sell them when the prices go up. So this type of speculation where you are playing with money so that extra cash, whatever you have, you can make an advantage over it and make more money out of it. Then you also save money for future requirements. That is say some future planning, maybe for the expansion of the company, or you want to take over, or you want to acquire something else, or extend the branches in different locations. That time also the money is saved. Then compensative motive. So compensative motive means, say for example, a bank requires that its customer should maintain a minimum balance in the bank. If you don't maintain the minimum balance, then your account will be closed down. So such thing is called as compensative motive. Then we'll talk about what is an objective of cash management. So why do we need to manage cash, plan the cash? Okay, so these can be bifurcated in two broad things, that is meeting payment schedules or minimizing the funds committed to cash balances. Okay, so too less cash in hand is dangerous, too much in hand is also not good, because you are wasting unnecessary cash. If invested, it would have been made wonders, or you can say more profit. So if you want to prevent insolvency, means you want to keep in time payments, then you have to plan cash. Then you have to have a minimum balance in the bank, or have a normal balance, so that in future when you want a loan from a bank, he will give you easily. So it helps fostering good relations. You can avail cash discounts. So when you are paying then and there, you are at the benefit of getting cash discount. Then your credit rating, your trustworthiness in the market increases. You have extra cash, you can think of extra orders, foreign orders, and take advantage of it. If you have cash with you and you're thinking of expanding your business, you can pick up some, say, capital, like say some infrastructure, and thereby, because it maybe is available in cheap, so you can just pick it up and expand your business. Then cash management is also important. So if you say you're having too much extra cash, if they are lying idle, it is not good, because it would have been used well. So this is why we have to maintain or manage cash. Then managing cash needs say two things. One is you have to accelerate your cash collections, and one more thing is control your disbursement. Now what do you mean by accelerating cash flows? Means you have to see that if your customers are not paying in time, you need to accelerate, or say increase the pace of their collection. How? There are different things. You may give them different discounts, and say if they are far away, nowadays that is not an issue. They can make a bank transfer on NEFT, so you can have different collection centers. or a lockbox system, or maybe now at least we don't need all these traditional things. We can use it like e-payments, transfers, RTGS, and so on. But you need to motivate the customer so that they pay in time, and that can be done by giving them some say attractions like say discounts and so on. And second thing is you can control your payments. So if you are a two prompt payer, you can think, say you are not getting a good credit, your supplier is not giving you enough days of credit, you can have a good understanding with the supplier and extend your credit system and thereby postpone the payment so that your cash requirements are well met and they are conserved in a proper manner. Then how much cash depends upon what type of a business it is, what you are doing, how much short-term loans are available, say how much short-term investment opportunities are there. Say if the opportunities of getting a short-term loan is less, then you need to have more cash balance with you. If you're having an opportunity to get this loan easily, then cash balance may be minimum. Then when there is a high say investment opportunities and expected returns are high, we need to invest extra cash so that you can invest quickly. Then if transaction costs are high, you need high cost. If transaction costs are minimum, you don't need so much of cash. Then demand for cash also depends on the daily requirement of transactions, whether how much payment and receipts are happening daily. So all these aspects are important when you are thinking about cash management and utilizing your cash in a proper way. So that's all for about cash and cash management. So for queries you can just comment and I'll see to it that they are justified with proper answers. So that's all for today. Have a good day. Bye. Thank you.